Okay, hello everybody. So we are very excited, very glad to be there in Prague with you. Thank you to the Prague Institute of Planning and Development for your invitation, and to the capital city of Prague. We are at the beginning of the process, like everyone today. So we cannot explain too many things about the process. We are starting. We are totally bluffed from when we saw this huge space in the heart of the city, and we will try, as every time for every project, to be very careful at the beginning with every component of the site, of the place, of the city of Prague, of the traffic. So many components we can resume as a holistic design approach, trying to create a synergy between the qualities, the constraints, and the uses, and with a conceptual way of thinking at the beginning, with guidelines, ideas to communicate easily internally in the team and with you, but at the same time trying really to consider the physical context, yeah? So the materials, materiality, the sensuality of the site. The team, we are very glad to work with conceptual lighting designers, very interesting French concept designers, and for the ecology and water management with the Phyto Restore, another French team. The architects are from here, so Thomas Vesely, so Breakpoint. The engineers are also HBH with the projects with Peter Sabadas. For Agence Ter, we are very lucky to have Jindra Schiff, our architect working with us since quite a long time, and she knows very well because she is from here. And Helen Stokes, our very experienced landscape architect from Great Britain, and myself. And so I can just maybe share with you some of our projects experiences, like the König Heinrich Square in Duisburg, Germany. This is a quite linear square with it used to have a strong division, yeah? So we used to have a speed street crossing this square. With this project we developed a new continuity, a pedestrian continuity from one side to the other. At the end we have the opera. And it was by night with a nice lightning project with the edges of this flying lawns. It looks like flying lawns, and otherwise it's very used landscape in the middle of the city. We can be very relaxed in this pedestrian zone in the heart of the city of Duisburg. Another project which deals with the historical protected monuments is the one in Karlsruhe, the Schlossplatz Karlsruhe, directly with the castle, in between the city of Karlsruhe and the castle. It's called Platz Square, but it's one more time more a park than a square, with the new consideration of the historical plan. So what is historical here? We used to have many different historical plans, and we had to find a way to decide what could we choose as the main important thing. So we did it. And then another one is in the Basque land in San Sebastian. It used to be a private park, historical park, Cristina Enea, which used to belong to the Duke. and it's a hill. So then the project is a big promenade around the hill, so from the bottom to the top. And at the top we have, we are not anymore under the trees, under the canopy. We are in this lifted up situation with different views, different balconies, looking at the city with an overview. Another linear park is a new one. This one is, but it used to be the terrain of the Renault car makers, so the French car makers in near Paris, in Boulogne. And in this park, there is the water management is very important. It is a floodable park, so not everything is floodable, but most of this park is floodable, and this is one of the promenades around the floodable part, which is for sure so very intimate with the work on the mood is very important there, in the middle of the city. Another park along the river Seine is here in Saint-Ouen, a new one. It used to be an industrial area. And in this park, the most important thing is to be able to develop as much as possible the biodiversity and to integrate social uses. Yeah, so we have many, so I cannot make the list. I don't have time enough for that today. But there is a lot of so gardeners working there. There are so semi-private public gardens. There are people working to making honey, for example. That's very important for the animation of the park. And the two other project which is ongoing now, it's in Los Angeles, in downtown Los Angeles. It is one more time a square, Pershing Square, called Square, but it could be actually a park. In our project, it will be developed as a park in downtown, with a strong visual connections with the facades surrounding very well-known hotels, historical hotel like this one, or so reactivating the park from all the ages of the park. And for sure, one more time, the gardens, activating under the canopy this mood and the activities in the park. And it is part of this park is as well connected to the metro station. It's quite, they are creating a tramway, a new line of tramway, so it's quite a hub. Yeah, part of the park is a hub, and part of the park is a very quiet place. Another quiet place, which is a central one, a bit like Charles Square in Prague, is in Spain, in Catalonia, Barcelona. This is the Plaza Glorias Catalanes in Barcelona. This park is called Canopia Urbana. This is really in the middle of Barcelona, directly connected to the diagonal, the main diagonal avenue, which the avenue will be not anymore visible. The cars will be underneath. I know we cannot do that for Charles Square, but the city of Barcelona decided to put the traffic in the underground. So we have a new living ground for everyone, so we can work with this living ground, with plants, with biodiversity in the middle of the city. So it used to be the situation, a big highway, crossroad of many active access, and in the future it will be a big park, quiet for the pedestrians, bicycles, connecting the different districts in the surroundings. We are at the end. So we are lucky to work with Concepto, with their beautiful, but very discreet sometimes lightning projects. And with Breakpoint, as I said at the beginning, so it's one of their park with a strong idea of water management. You maybe know, or this other, the one is the Grand Priory of Bohemia. So they are working there with a concept of future reorganization of the whole site, and with the HBH project engineers, this street very important street. So how to reconstruct in a historical district with a very carefully with the pavements, with all the details, and so that's how to combine engineering with the urban design. So this is the same team. The details are there, and again, we are very glad to start with this process, and we are very glad to consider the history, like I saw before, the history of the site, which used to start as a square, and then in the 19th century it became a park. Tomorrow we have to consider it together with you and to develop it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions? We have 4 minutes for questions. If not, maybe I'll have one to wake you up. You showed different cities, actually, and with a different cultural background, and I would like to know which one was the most complicated in sense of organization of the whole process, and which took you the longest time.
They are all complicated, so I don't know a simple, so a very easy way, so easygoing project. And even in France, if you work in the north of France or in Marseille, it's totally different. You have to understand the culture. But that's true. We are organized and open to work in an international situation for different cities, like Los Angeles or Barcelona and everything. Our way to work for those complexity, because we have to understand the culture of the place and the way of working, we are creating almost every time an office, a local office. We are together with, we have partners on site, but we are creating an Agence Ter office on site. We have one in Los Angeles, one in Barcelona, one in Germany, with people, with architects and landscape architects from Agence Ter on site. It's their culture, so we are internally we can speak about and exchange about what is the best way, how could we understand. That's very important. We cannot do that from Paris. I don't think so.
So if you win, you're gonna move to Prague. I understand it correctly. Okay. Yeah. Some question from the audience. If not, thank you. Thank you very much. You save our time without questions.